My hero is back, so that means the spoilers are back too, so let's get into them. Title of the chapter is From Class A to One for All. Kirishima, Hagakure, and Aoyama hand the unconscious dictator to Endeavor, who just got there in his car. So that clears up the dictator, but also that's pretty interesting because I guess the car at the end of the previous chapter was Endeavor's car, which means that he has the same car as All Might, which I guess is understandable. But it seems that a lot of people thought that that was All Might at the end of the previous chapter, but I guess that means that it wasn't, and that we still haven't seen All Might since Izuku left him and we saw Stain behind that wall. Now, I wasn't saying that it is guaranteed that Stain killed All Might. I was just simply putting it out there that it is a possibility. We still don't know how Stain is going to react to All Might's true form. I certainly hope that Stain doesn't kill him, but we don't know what's going on yet. He says that he needs them to keep the nearby anti-hero civilians safe, but Hawk suggests over the phone that leaving it all to Genus would be faster. I guess it would, because he can just round them up with fiber. Kirishima's frustrated because he can't do crazy moves and use flashy techniques like some of the others, but he also has lots of things he wants to say to Deku. Oh, this isn't fair. I want to have my time to talk to Deku about the moment that we had in the series that lasted for more than one page. Aoyama and Hagakure agree and they all start running. Endeavor is looking at them and tells Hawks that he doesn't need to worry because the students won't be a nuisance at all. I mean, they're all pretty much pro-heroes at this point, so I gotta agree with that. But first, this video is sponsored by TappyToon. TappyToon publishes the hottest Korean webcomics, aka manhwa, in English, French, and German. Read worldwide famous titles such as Solo Leveling. Yep, TappyToon has Solo Leveling, and it has a lot more, but I'm here to shill a different series, and that is the Skeleton Soldier failed to defend the dungeon. So I read the first couple chapters and this series is pretty solid. It's actually kind of like Solo Leveling. The art is comparable, but so is the action and themes. And from what I've gathered, this series follows a skeleton soldier, as the title implies, but he's like an NPC in a video game and he's kind of doing the Groundhog Day thing, but he's also going back in time, all for the purpose of saving his succubus. And along the way, of course, he's going to be fighting super powerful enemies in a swords and sorcery type environment. So please check that out, but they also have over 300 other webtoons, and not just action, they also have romance, comedy, fantasy, and even BL. So please check out TappyToons. All the links will be in the description. Thanks, guys. Also, Hagakure being mentioned here makes me think, like, did she ever have a moment with Izuku, maybe during the sports festival? I don't remember. Cut back to Shoto. He's saying to Deku that he doesn't even know what All for One's real plan is, that he might have foreseen this whole scenario and could be preparing to attack UA. That's why they have to fight together. He kind of brings up two good points here. First, about how he could attack UA, which he's not, because he just wants One for All, unless he does attack UA, which I guess could also happen and would make sense too. But what he said about not knowing what All for One's real plan is, I guess it's not really made all too clear. I mean, obviously he wants One for All. That's like his big plan, why he's doing everything here. But like, what's his plan for after he has it? World domination? And it also makes me wonder, like, why didn't he just take over the world before All Might was around? I mean, I guess it was implied that he ruled Japan, but I don't think it's ever stated that he had like world domination. And you'd think that he could have did that. I don't think there was anyone remotely close to his level back in the day, or at least we don't have any information about that. I don't even think Aizawa's great-grandfather could have stopped All for One back in the day. But anyway, Deku tells him that this is a battle between One for All and All for One, so they won't be able to follow. Alright, Izuku, kind of sounding like Bakugo here, telling them that they're all extras. Like, this is the main character versus the main villain storyline. You extras aren't included in this. The words "you're next" are echoing in his mind. Going back to this again, I really do like the dichotomy that we see burdening Izuku. Like, we have All Might telling him you're next, and we have All for One telling him that you're next. Pretty much like God and the Devil. Deku breaks free of Shoto's ice, and Tsuyu immediately tries to catch him with her tongue. Deku dodges, but it was actually a plan to launch Mineta into the air in Deku's direction. He uses his new technique, Mineta Beads, 10 joint, and grabs Deku. So, Mineta Beads. These look exactly like what you think they look like. And given that this is Mineta performing this, and everything down to the name is intentionally being done by Horikoshi here. He says that he never thought of One for All as a cool power. What really made Deku admirable was the ability to win together with everyone, even while trembling in fear and covered in sweat. Well, that certainly does make Izuku cool, Mineta, but One for All is certainly one of the coolest, if not the coolest power. Come on. Deku apologizes to Mineta and shoots Black Whip to the nearby buildings, ready to use Fa Jin and the foe 100%. But Uraraka comes from above, saying that she won't let him run away. She remembers what she said when Bakugo was kidnapped, that he would feel frustrated to be rescued by anyone. She says that this time it's different, but before she can finish the sentence, Deku dodges her tackle and soars into the sky. Uraraka then calls everyone, and that's when Kota, Tokoyami, Sato, and Soji pushed Todoroki together with Mina, Bakugo, and Iida. They blasted off as Uraraka touched Bakugo, or Iida, or both, to make them even lighter. Uraraka in her narration said that they have so many things they want to say to him, but they know words won't reach him. So yeah, this is like the recurring thing of this chapter, I guess. Everybody has a lot of things they want to say to Izuku. She continued with, they don't want to be protected, nor they don't mean to go against his ways. They just want to be by his side. Bakugo in his narration said that he has things that he must tell him. So that line right there just set off a portion of this fan base for sure. But the one who has the body built for withstanding such speed, second to Deku, is Iida. And also this is, showing further growth for Bakugo, admitting that Iida is second to Izuku and that he himself is pretty much third. He then blasted Iida off with his new move. Okay, so that's cool, new move. This could be like an evolved version of the Explodapult, since that makes the most sense here for blasting off Iida, unless he's just giving like a straight blast with no like physical assistance at all. Iida in his narration said that Deku had always been ahead of him, and that's why he wants to challenge Deku. There's a panel where Iida finally reaches Deku's hand. There was a flashback panel of when the second user said, if there is anyone who can complete the current Deku, and the continuation of that dialogue is, it would be people who are willing to run alongside with him. Okay, so we're finally seeing what the second user said, and he is in fact not name dropping Bakugo here. I thought maybe he was directly talking about Bakugo, since Bakugo was shown in the panel after his dialogue in that chapter, but no, he's kind of just speaking in general. And yes, Bakugo does fit the description of what he said, but Iida does as well, and Iida is put on spotlight in this sequence. So no confirmation that the second user knows Bakugo yet, but I'm assuming that the vestiges all, somewhat know Izuku's relationships. Deku told Iida to let him go, but Iida refused. He said he will follow him wherever he goes, because Ingenium is someone who will grab the hand of a lost child / person. And sticking into people's business, even when not asked, is the nature of heroes. Both Deku and Iida were both seen in tears. End of chapter. So that was a nice little moment, kind of like a callback to the Stain arc, when Izuku and Iida's relationship was most prevalent. But that also makes me wonder, maybe Stain shows up for, a big old reunion in the next chapter? Probably not, though. But let me know what you think about this chapter in the comments. If you liked the video, guys, please give it a like. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.